Hello there ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing today? This video I cover a fantastic mod, the Abyss Chapter 2. We'll be going over how to get started, exploring the dimensions, the progression system, some useful items worth looking at getting, and entering the boss battle. You ready? Let's get right into the video. Super duper quick note, download and install Patchouli. It's necessary for the guidebook. All good? Awesome. In the Abyss Chapter 2, the dimension is dangerous. Be sure that when you first create your world, you spend some time doing the basics, collecting resources, crafting weapons and armors, and maybe even conjuring up a few enchantments. Trust me, you'll need them for when you enter the Abyss. As you explore in the overworld, you might come across this beautiful biome, showing what the Abyss looked like before the takeover. Notice how the trees and leaves light up the ground in the midnight sky. It's beautiful. Gathered all your resources? Great. Go ahead and collect some Loran flowers. They're essential in plenty of crafting recipes, most notably for the guidebook and the translation letter, which you'll need in order to actually read the contents of the guidebook. Spend some time getting familiar with the contents of this book. It's well made and covers a lot of what's included in the mod. For example, it shows you how to actually enter the main dimension, which is where we'll be going next, into the Abyss. The Abyss is a dark and mysterious dimension that's up only by the glowing fauna scattered across the landscape, plenty of which can hurt you as well, so be careful. You'll come across a myriad of unique biomes and gloomy structures, imposing their sacred beauty on you as you explore their deepest secrets. Let's just take a moment to soak in the mystical atmosphere. Magnificent. Wouldn't you agree? Continuing on with your exploration, you have biomes like the Abyss Mountains, the open mud plains. You even have this biome, the Wayward Seas, which, by the way, you aren't going to find by exploring the Abyss. You'll need to explore the caves for this one. Yeah, let's just say there's more to this mod than meets the eye. There's an add-on called the Abyss Beginnings, and in the Abyss Beginnings you have a much more peaceful version of the Abyss. It's a tranquil, bright blue sky dimension that provides some beautiful biome scenery. It's not all for show. There are some useful ores to discover in this dimension as well, fluorite ore for example. Either way, let's leave this peaceful dimension for now and draw our focus back into the main dimension. So, how do you start actually progressing in the mod? Well, there's two parts to progression in this mod. Firstly, you'll want to start by gathering some basic resources. Remember Loran? Collect as much of it as possible. Go exploring in the caves too for some unique ores. Every one of these ores can create tools, weapons, and armors that are better than diamonds. Many are even stronger than netherite. Look out especially for abyss ore. You'll also find useful items in specific biomes, like this broken titan bone, which you'll soon learn can be used to craft a pretty powerful set of phantom armor. You'll also soon find in your guidebook that many of these resources can be combined in the crafting table, creating some extremely powerful materials for your tools, weapons, and armor. And although it sounds fairly simple just to collect and craft all these armors, trust me when I say this is going to be a serious challenge, and you'll have to spend your time collecting these resources. Secondly, there's actually a fully fleshed out questing system. In your travels, you'll come across this guy, Meramus, and a bunch of other guys too. He will provide you with quests to go out and complete in the treacherous dimension, and the choices you make as you complete the quests and help out people along your travels will ultimately decide the fate of your final battle. Oh yeah, there's a final boss battle by the way. Did I mention that? So pay attention to anyone you cross whilst you traverse throughout the Abyss. By the way, are you enjoying this video? If you are, kindly consider subscribing when it's over. It's my only request. Also, I thank every single one of you for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers in just 2 months. I am truly humbled by you all. Thank you. On to the next section. Time to entice you with some wonderfully unique items that are provided by the mod. Of course, you'll most likely be crossing paths with some incredibly dangerous beasts, like the Crystal Golem and the Roka. And while there is a high risk fighting these dark monsters of the Abyss, there is high reward, as they come with some especially useful items, like the Roka Horn. These drops, along with the other resources you find in the dimension, will help you craft ridiculously powerful endgame items, including these rings that all have unique effects, which help give you an advantage over your enemies. For example, the Ring of Thunder will summon lightning upon nearby enemies, lighting them ablaze. Also, check out some of these other amazingly unique items. The Abyss Shuriken is a throwable weapon that when combined with TNT creates an explosion wherever you throw it. This mutated enderpearl will launch miles into the distance and is a whole lot faster than just your average enderpearl. This is a Totem of Time. It's craftable, and if you start taking too much damage, the totem will freeze time for you, giving you a second chance to escape these deadly enemies. It's worth mentioning that the mod developer, Yezon, is actively updating this mod and its add-ons, and so whilst I cover as much as I can in this video, you might find plenty more features to discover in the future. Alright, now you're ready to take on the final boss. Quick aside, whilst I won't spoil how you summon the final boss, as that is left up to you, the player, to figure out, I will give some guidance on what to look out for. Whilst exploring, you may notice text appear next to you, like this. This means that there's a monolith nearby. Right-click on them to get these pages. There, that should be enough. When you have cracked the code, you're ready to summon the final boss. You will be left with a choice. Will you fight for good or will you fight for evil? The people you helped out during your travels, as well as the enemy you decide to fight, will determine the fate, not only of your final fight, but potentially the fate of the entire dimension. Choose wisely, my friends. The final boss is by far the most powerful monster in the game, regardless of who you decide to fight. Even with the most powerful weapons and armor and enchanted golden apples, their strength is immense. Each boss is tough as nails, and each one has their own unique special abilities. Defeating these bosses is no easy feat, and I wish you the best of luck. And once you manage to overcome one of these disgustingly powerful titans of the abyss, I will see you on the other side as you decide the fate of this mysterious dimension. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching.